Well, good. That was a hello. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. And hello to all my sunflower and diamond friends. I'm doing a whip and chat kind of unexpectedly because later today my brother in law will arrive. So I thought I didn't get one done last week. I wanted to really do one this week, but this is going to be a little different. You're not going to see me diamond painting as of yet, unfortunately. I have to do some more cleaning. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to chit chat. You may see my mess. I apologize. This is life. Sometimes we have a mess, sometimes we don't. So I'll just show it to you. It is. It's a mess. See that? It's terrible. And then right next to it is the dining room table. I know, I got two tables. Don't ask. We don't go there sometimes. Okay, so let me real quick read. I put all my diamond painting stuff away. Let me go show you the spare bedroom slash office slash craft room. I got it cleaned out. It was quite the deal, let me tell you. And you see the sun there? It is bright this morning. All right, give me a minute. I'll flip you around so you can see the... Okay. That's the air mattress. That's where he's going to sleep. So I had to kind of pick up and put things away. A lot of my diamond painting stuff is right here in the corner. And it's still hanging. I haven't even started on it, guys. I know it's bad. But, and then Tuesday, I was working, and guess what I ended up doing? I ended up starting on another wall because I thought, you know what? I took everything that was on this wall down. I'm just going to go ahead and start. So I think even after my brother-in-law leaves, I got to work on it. And then these are two totes that have stuff in them. So yeah, this is how it's going today. I took a vacation day. Luckily, I was able to. My husband is home. He's still in bed sleeping. He was going to go fishing. And it got windy. So he changed his mind and went back to bed. I thought, must be nice. Crawl back in bed. I don't even know what that is. Okay, I'm trying to make sure this latches. Okay, stay. Okay, so did I read this? I can't even remember. I'll just read it again. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Les Brown. Anyway, as I was saying, I wanted to get one of my prayer cards. So, as you can see, those are stairs that go up to our loft. It's just a big room. We store stuff. That needs to get cleaned out again. Oh my gosh, it's always something. Well, anyway, so I decided, well, you know what? While I'm working here, I know it's not a whip. I mean, it is a whip and chat, but I'm not going to be able to work on the diamond painting. So I thought we'll just do this and hopefully you'll enjoy it. If not, I apologize. I really hope to get started on my diamond painting. I gotta see how it goes. Okay, so last week we had Labor Day. Well, then that Wednesday, me, my sister, and my brother, and my dad, we had to go to Garden City, which is in the southwest part of Kansas. Anyway, so we did that because Dad had an eye doctor's appointment because he's going to have to get cataracts taken care of, which is fine. Oh my goodness. It was quite the deal. His appointment was 10 till 1. We got there earlier, but it was okay because they actually got him started going through whatever he needed to do. My sister went with Dad into or whatever sections he had to go through, which is fine because sometimes she can handle him a little better than we can, or he listens to her better. Just depends on his mood. That's what I want to say. So anyway, so we did that last week Wednesday, and that took until almost 3 or after 3 that we got done there. So yeah, it's quite the process. If you've never had cataracts, I mean, he didn't have the surgery yet. That's coming up this Tuesday. It's just he had to go because they had to evaluate him, and to be evaluated, you go through different steps of the process. So, yep. And like I said, I think we got done, it was after 3 or so, give or take. Well, it turned out, my brother and I, we were sitting, because we was in the waiting room waiting, and my brother happened to step out because he had to take a phone call, which is fine. So I was sitting there and I was watching TV, and he comes back in and he pointed that he was going to go use the restroom. So I just nodded like, okay, no problem, go. So he comes out and he comes and sits back down. And we happened to look because their check-in counter was across the room. And then we see this guy looking at us. And we both look at each other. He goes, I think that's so-and-so. And I said, I think you're right. So my brother gets up, and there's like a big pillar that was kind of, or a column or whatever, was kind of blocking our way. So he got up to go look. He comes back and he said, yep, that's who it is. So that man, because he's as old as my, my other sister. They went to school together. And his dad and my dad used to be very good friends. I mean, they know each other now because, you go your separate ways. Anyway, so they came over and sat down, and so we just talked a little bit, but then they called his dad back. Turns out he was down to get his eyes checked for cataracts too. So that's how you say it is a small world, because you just never know who you're going to see anywhere. Excuse me, I need to turn my fan. I'm having a hot flash. So anyway, so then after that we went and ate lunch, a late lunch. We went to Rib Crib. If you've never been, you need to go. Excuse me, it's pretty awesome. Excuse me one more time. I just realized I had gum in my mouth, and that's not very nice of me. I don't want to be smacking away. Anyway, so yeah. Then from there, they have a Sam's down there in Garden City. So we stopped in at Sam's because we needed a few things. We didn't want to stay real long, which I'm glad, because by the time we got home, luckily I didn't have to drive to Victoria. They came and picked me up, and then we went to Garden City. So that made it nice. So by the time we got home, I think it was after 7 o'clock. Which is still good because it was still light, but it's like, I knew the day was going to pretty well be shot, but that's okay. Anyway, just looking at this to see what it is. I probably won't use it, so. Yep. So that was Wednesday, and then I was back to work Thursday and Friday. And then Saturday of last week, what did I do? Trying to think, last week Saturday. Oh, I do know I had to take Snoopy into the vet. Nothing wrong. We just wanted to get his nails clipped because I just don't trust myself in clipping them. I don't want to clip down too far. So we did that, and it turned out the vet ended up clipping a little too far because it started bleeding. But he has some kind of a powder thing that they put on and it stops it. Actually, Snoopy did very good. I was surprised because when I go towards his paw that wanted to clip his nail and he gets all mad at me, and it's like, okay, well then I'm not going to be clipping your nails. But with the vet, he was okay. I was like, that's fine. And at one point, I was standing there, talking to him and everything, and he buried his head into my arm. I said, you're okay, Snoop. I said, it'll be fine. I said, you're almost done. And then it didn't take long, so, which is good. So anyway, let's see, this is tomorrow. I don't know if I'll need it, so I better keep it. So yeah, and then I came home, ended up feeding Snoopy. I did some things. I ate lunch and then I ran to Victoria because since my sister sold her house in Victoria and they're moving to the family farm, I had to go pick up my dining room table. Well, I'm gonna call my diamond painting table because that's what I'm gonna use it for. So I get over there and oh my gosh, this is I mean, I know it has to be done, they're moving and everything, but it just really hit. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is it, because the living room was actually empty. Her dining room was empty. They were just she was cleaning out the refrigerator. My mom was there kind of helping her a little bit. And her husband and my nephews were out in their garage in the back cleaning that out. And I went and talked to them a little bit. And then I said, who can help Aunt Jackie get her table loaded up? So my youngest nephew came, and it didn't take him much. Even though he's skinny and not much there, I tell you what, 1, 2, 3, he had it loaded, and he wanted me to take his mom with me. I said, what for? Well, if we don't like the way she's doing things, and it'd just be better if you take her. I said, nope. I said, she's your mom. You need to listen to her. I said, I have to go. So I went and told her and Mom goodbye. Then we went back out and told my brother-in-law, my nephews goodbye, and I left. And he did. He tried to get me to take Mom once more. I said, nice try. Anyway, my brother-in-law says, I should have just sent her on a vacation somewhere. I said, oh well, I'm sorry. Next time you'll just have to do it. But hopefully they won't have to move no more. But we'll see. So I did that, and I drove around with my dining room, my diamond art painting table in the back of my car for a couple days. Well, I think it was until Monday, Tuesday, and I was okay just leaving it in there. I did take the table legs out because they were kind of rattling and around, and I kind of just situated the table a little better, because the table, and then there's like a leaf that a piece you can add in and just stretch it out. Well, anyway, my husband decided he would take it out of my car for me. I said, you sure? I said, I'm okay, because as soon as your brother leaves, I want to put it in the bedroom. And he said, no, we'll take it downstairs. I was like, okay. So we did. When we took it out, he goes, "Oh, this is a nice table." I said, "See, that's the reason why I wanted it." Sorry, my hair's going all over. Excuse me, I need a drink. I know this is water. Anyway, so, yep. So we took the table downstairs. Where the table legs get mounted, there are 3 screws missing, but he says we have some. I said, that's fine, whatever. So once his brother leaves, I'm hoping on Sunday, but I may also have to go to Victoria to help my brother mow my parents' yard. So yeah. But it's all good. So, okay, I'm just looking at my little notes. I have scrap paper everywhere with notes, and I know that's not a good thing, but you know, that's just the way it goes. This is my, I better keep this. I'll stick it over here. It's for my first, well, it's not my first, it's the second time I've ordered from DAC my payment, because I went through Zezzle to set up a payment thing. That's nice. I really like that. That way I know I can still purchase. I just got to make payments, and you make them every 2 weeks. So, you know, hey, it works for me anyway. So, yeah. And then, like I said, his brother comes later today, and he said sometime Friday afternoon, so whenever that is. He left from Texas yesterday, and they have a cousin that lives in Wichita, so he stayed there, and then he'll come up, drive the rest of the way from Wichita to Ellis, and that's about a 3-hour drive. So yeah. And then tonight we're gonna go out to eat, because I gotta actually send him a birthday message. Today is my brother-in-law's birthday. So yeah, that's what that is actually. Oh dear. Okay, I need to go through these. Let's see. This get tossed. That's a napkin. This is a. Oh, and before I forget, oh darn, I don't remember where I stuck it. Okay, anyway, I've been telling you about Diamonds for a Better Tomorrow, Michelle Morgan. So if you haven't checked her out, you need to go check her out. She's kind of like starting a 501c, I want to say an organization that if you know of anybody who loves the diamond paint but isn't able to afford some diamond painting kits, you can contact her and she'll put you on a list, and she'll try to help put, like a package together for that person. Well, she won my last blessing box, and I think it was Tuesday that she did not a live but a YouTube video, and she unpacked my box to show what I sent her. So she was really thankful, and I'm glad, because there were some things I could have kept, but I thought I'll just go ahead and share with her, because actually I got bigger diamond paintings I got to get going on. So anyway, and then she ended up sending me a card, and I think we both got our thing the same day, Tuesday, which I thought was pretty cool. Anyway, so she had a card, and it was very nice. She thanked me for sharing her information on my YouTube, on my Whipping Chats, so that's no problem. I enjoy sharing as much as I can by doing what I can. And then you know, I told you I have a friend. She's a waitress down here at the diner, and right now she's struggling. She's going through some financial stuff, and so I do get her some diamond paintings on my own, and I requested from Michelle. I said, "Can I suggest you send a kit to, or a package to someone?" And she said, "Yeah." So she said, "Just tell me what she likes." Well, I don't know much about her, so I sent her a text message and I said, "Okay, so I'm going to ask you questions." I said, "You need to answer them." So she did, and so I sent it to Michelle. And she just recently lost a baby kitty that she had. Somebody, I guess, ran over it. It's like, oh my gosh. And it was the cutest little kitten. So she included, if you want, you can go watch that video. She had it up last night already. But she put a very colorful kitty in there. And the kitty has a butterfly on its nose. So I know she's going to love that. And then tomorrow I need to run the Hayes in the morning because a bank in Hayes is doing a shred thing. And I have some papers that need to get shredded. So I'm going to run them in. And then if I can, I really want to run up to Hobby Lobby and see, because there's supposed to be a gray kitten. If I can get that for her, I'll have her in tears. I know, because it don't take much, which is fine, because she is a sweetheart. I really love getting to know her, and I've been texting her every morning this week. I haven't yet, so when I'm done with this whipping chat, I'll have to go do that. So I just send her a text message telling her that I'm thinking of her, and I try to send an inspirational quote. And then yesterday I sent her one, and she said, "Oh my gosh, this is so perfect." And she says, "You know what? I'm an awful friend." She says, "You always send me a text asking me how I'm doing, but," she says, "I've never checked in on you." So she says, "How are you doing?" I said, and she says, "Will you forgive me?" So I reply back. I said, let me think about this forgiveness thing. Then I said, "Oh, okay, I'll forgive you." And then I said, "I'm actually doing good." Oh, and Sunday I had to work. I came up, well, Friday before I left from work, the one guy who's kind of like training all of us on this new system told me I had to come to work on Sunday. I said, "Okay, fine, whatever." So went to work Sunday from 11 until it was almost 6 o'clock that we had to be there. And I had to make phone calls to other credit union branches that are part of the Golden Plains Credit Union. And I had like a script I had to read, and then they had to, do whatever they need to do on their end. So it was quite interesting. And then when I was done, I had to kind of like rate them, the employee, on how they did and everything. So I had to get that all typed up. And when I was supposed to get started, for some reason I couldn't make any phone calls out. So I told that guy, and he didn't know what the deal was. And then later I said, "I'm still not able." And they said, "Well, did you email so-and-so down at the main branch, which is in Garden City?" And I said, "Yes, I'm waiting for a reply." Well, then the other, they're both loan officers. And he says, "When you make the phone calls, how you doing it?" And so I told him, he says, "Maybe just try the last 4 digit." Well, I did, and it started ringing through. So it's like, yay, I can finally get this done, because I thought I'm going to be last. But luckily, it went better than I thought. Excuse me. So, yep. So we got through that. There's just so much yet to do on that. And they go live here the first week in October. That means everything will be implemented at the October 5th. At 5 o'clock, the doors shut. Nobody will be able to come back into the credit union until the following Tuesday, because it'll take that long to get everything switched over. So, yep. So I may be working then too. I don't know. It is what it is. Okay. Oh, by the way, how's everyone doing? I apologize. I should have said that right away at the beginning, shouldn't I? It's going to be a warm day here in Ellis. I think we're supposed to get up into the high 90s. So, and then we'll go back down into the 80s, which will be nice. So, you can tell I'm tired, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. So anyway, if you can, go check out Diamonds for a Better Tomorrow. She is having to move to Florida for a while because part of a family situation she didn't say, and that's fine because sometimes we got to do what we got to do. And I think she said she's gonna have people mail things to her in Florida. She does have stuff there in North Carolina, but she's gonna leave it. So anyway, so I'm looking forward to receiving my box from my friend. I said, just mail it to me because I want to surprise my friend. So, yep. And I think that's pretty much everything. I felt like I had a lot to say, but it's not a whole lot. It's going to be 30 minutes here soon, but that's okay. Sometimes a short whip and chat is just as good as a long one. So, trying to see. And I wish I knew where I stuck her card. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, I think I see it. I found it. Okay, let me read what Michelle wrote in my card. First it says, thank you. That's a pretty card. And it says, Diamonds for a Better Tomorrow. Jackie, thank you so much for donating to Diamonds for a Better Tomorrow. I am very grateful to you. It's the good people in this world that make it a place worth living. I appreciate you, Michelle. Well, you're very welcome, Michelle. I enjoy mentioning you in my whipping chats. And here's her card. Here, let me show it to you. Diamonds for a Better Tomorrow. And then on the reverse side, it says Diamonds for a Better Tomorrow, her email, her YouTube, and Instagram. So I'm going to hold it there. There. Take a screenshot of it if you need to. And let me read it to you. Okay, email is, it's all spelled out, Diamonds for a Better Tomorrow @gmail.com. YouTube is Diamonds for a Better Tomorrow, but the 4A is all, well, actually everything's lowercase except the D, the B, and the T. I don't know if that'll matter or not. And then Instagram, it's the @ Diamonds for a Better Tomorrow. I'll hold it up again, that way you can screenshot it. There we go. That's better. You don't need to see my face. Okay, so now you know. And she, like I said, she's in Durham, North Carolina, but she will be going to Florida. She said either 1 or 2 months she has to help somebody out, so sometimes we got to do that, especially when it's family. even if it's not family, I don't know, and that's really none of my business what she's doing. So, okay, guys, I think that's it. I'll get this posted. Maybe I'll even surprise you. I'll post it for today. And hopefully I'll see you next week, and hopefully I'll maybe have started diamond painting. I don't know. I really miss it. I need to get started, but oops, like I said, depends on how Sunday goes. If I run, because my nephews usually help my brother, but since they're farmers, they got to start planting wheat because it's September. They usually start planting wheat. October, that's when they start cutting milo and anything else that needs to. So yeah, they're gonna be busy, and I'm thinking I really need to go help my brother mow because it's a lot. It's 2.5 acres for one person. So if I tell him you do the trimming, I can do the mowing part. I'm okay with that, unless I can talk my husband into going. I don't know. So we'll see. And like I said, hopefully I can be on next week with another whip and chat, and hopefully be diamond painting as well. So if anything, keep your fingers crossed that that's what happens for me, because I really missed it, and I need to get started on that big thing in there. So, all right, you guys have a fabulous weekend. We're attending a wedding tomorrow. Their cousin's getting married. So, yeah. And Ashley, my brother-in-law, is not even staying that long. He's coming today, this afternoon. He'll go to the wedding. Then he's going to leave to head back to Wichita. And then Sunday, I guess, continue on his way back to Texas. So, don't ask. I don't ask. We just go with the flow. So, all right. We'll see you all next week. I love you, and have a fabulous weekend, okay? And I do apologize for this one, but I really did miss talking to everybody. So, bye.